Hello friends, this is from Sukhmani Immigration Services, Brampton, Canada. I'm a regulated and licensed Canadian immigration consultant. Today, very excited to share with you a news that yesterday, Honourable Minister Sean Fraser did some big announcements related to TRtoPR. So I will share all the details with you, but before that, a request. If you have not subscribed to the channel so far, please consider subscribing. We talk a lot about Canadian immigration, news, updates, tips and tricks on this channel. If you like the video, share it with your family and friends. And please press the bell icon so that this video comes to you as soon as we upload. So without further delay, let's move on to a very important video, which is about the topic TRtoPR round 2. Well, TRtoPR came in 2021 and a lot of people were able to take the benefit of it and were able to get the PR. So many people were anticipating that in 2022 also TRtoPR program will come. So they were anticipating round 2 will happen. And on the top of it, since morning, there is a picture which is circulating and getting viral on the internet. This is a picture of Honourable Minister Sean Fraser with Randeep Sarai, who is a MP from Surrey, BC. Both are Liberal Party persons, and Mr. Randeep Sarai is holding a booklet in his hand. So you also saw a tweet which is coming from Honourable Minister Sean Fraser telling that we are back, and kicked off things by presenting our government is looking to expand the pathways to permanent residency for temporary workers and international students. So a special thanks to my colleague Randeep Sarai for bringing forth this motion. So this entire tweet has been done by Honourable Minister Sean Fraser. I am sharing with you the booklet also. This is the booklet. This is a 39-page booklet. I will share the link, the PDF link, so that you can also go through this booklet. You can find this booklet in the description of this video, and complete details are shared in this video. So let me tell you the background before we go into the video. The background of this is that Mr. Randeep Sarai, who is a Liberal MP from Surrey, BC, presented a private member motion, and this motion was called Motion 44, and this motion was basically about expanding the options for permanent resident for temporary residents. So this was the motion, and this motion was passed by House of Commons on May 11th, 2022, and they said, okay, government needs to come up with a plan, a pathway in 120 days. So I have also a complete video on Motion 44 and about the 120-day timeline. So now that the Parliament has again started proceeding from September 20th, 2022, which is yesterday. So what happened was, because of the death of Queen, there was no such thing, which was no presentation happening from the government in terms of any new programs or anything. And now that the funeral happened on Monday, so again, as Minister said, we are back, and again the parliamentary proceedings started. So this is September 2022. Now the plan is to expand the permanent residency for foreign workers and international students. This is the plan. This was the entire background. Now, one question which comes, and I have encountered it, and we are getting so many calls in our office, our reception desk is getting all these calls, and many people say, you know what, I am a visitor, I am a temporary resident. Can I become a permanent resident? Not through this pathway. So if you are a student, if you are a visitor, if you are a super visa holder, this is not for you. This is for people who are, of course, they were international students earlier, but now they are holding postgraduate work permit, and workers who are holding work permit. So whether they got the work permit through LMIA, without LMIA, or through international mobility program, it doesn't matter, but they are currently holding a work permit, and then they have at least 1+ years of experience. Those are the people who are kind of become eligible for who can be eligible for the permanent residency. So these are the people, not every temporary resident. There is one more question. Why are people so keen about TRtoPR? What is that? TRtoPR, why is that so important? Now, the importance of TRtoPR is because options for temporary resident are limited. So, a very famous option is express entry, and under express entry, Canadian experience class. Now, the problem is, earlier the draws are not happening. Now that the draws are happening, the problem is that the CRS is still very high, above 500. So this is one problem with express entry. Another route which is to get the PR is PNP programs. Now PNP has also certain restrictions. If you have worked in one province, you cannot go to another province and try to get a PNP from there, because the province will not take it in a nice manner. So there are also time delays, right? A lot of the PNP program takes time. So when you apply and when you get the PR, it takes at least like a year or so or plus, depending upon where you are applying. So PNP has those challenges, and again, not everybody qualifies. So pilot programs, there are programs like RNIP, there are programs like Agri-Food Pilot. So those are the pilot programs you can qualify under that category. And there are other options like the last option, which is TR2PR. So this is kind of that's why, because people don't qualify and people are not able to make it to the program, so they are looking for a simpler option, a easier option, and that easier option was TR2PR, and there is still a question mark on that. So what government did was, government presented a 5-pillar approach. So 5 pillars, and what 5 pillars approach is, the entire building, they say, is standing on those 5 pillars. So we will talk about each pillar in this. The first pillar, they said, because when Minister Sean Fraser, when they presented the immigration plan, they increased the immigration levels. So they are saying we will use this, we will leverage this increased immigration levels. The plan also increases the opportunity for temporary workers to transition to permanent residence. That plan also addresses the labor market shortage. So these are the things which comes in the pillar 1. Now pillar 2, very important. You know that express entry, there are certain challenges. The first challenge, of course, is that to make a profile, you need certain score. If you don't achieve that score, you are not able to make the profile. And if you are able to make the profile, your CRS score, if it is low, you don't get ITA. So there needs to be, it's very rigid kind of thing. It's not flexible. So the aim is to make the express entry more flexible, and also government wants to review the CRS criteria. So what they are thinking is they will give more weightage to the Canadian experience, language and job offer. So they will try to give more weightage to these things. This is pillar number 2. The pillar number 3 is enhance the economic immigration programs and pilots. So you know that I have many videos on caregiver program, agri-food pilot, rural and northern immigration program, and of course the Atlantic program. So all these, many of these are the pilot programs, and government wants to further enhance these pilot programs, which involves improvements and making the things better. So one more thing which government has recently done is adopting the NOC version of 2021. So I had a complete video on knock to tier. You can watch that. In that I have given the benefits of how the knock to tier will benefit you, and newcomers access to information. So how they can, when somebody lands here in Canada, how they can access the information in a better and convenient way. So introducing improvements to the pilot program, and particularly to the caregiver and agri-food pilot program. So this is pillar number 3. Pillar number 4 is supporting communities in attracting and retaining. So two things, attracting and also retaining, so that people, when they come and to a new community, they live there and do not run away after taking their PR card. So attracting and retaining the newcomers, and in this they are saying that French will play a very important role. Somebody who has a knowledge of French, who is a francophone, who can speak French, can have additional advantages. Another thing which is mentioned is, this is a new thing. This is called municipal nominee program. I'm sure you all have heard about provisional nominee program, but many of you may not heard of municipal nominee program. So municipal nominee program comes at a municipality level. For example, if Brampton or Mississauga or say Toronto, say they need some particular type of people, they can have the power to call that. So on the municipality level also, there will be a program like this. And of course, PNP programs are already there. Government said we will try to get it more better and keep working with the province and territories for improving and betterment of these programs. So this is pillar number 4. Last pillar, pillar number 5, building the operational capacity. So here government said improving their self, improving how they process the information. So earlier the information was more like a paper copy of things, but now government said we'll make almost everything modernized and digitalized. So entire immigration system will be kind of digitalized, increasing the capacity, processing capacity by adding more people, right, and improving the client experience. So improving the client experience in terms of, how you can navigate on the web, how you can communicate over the web, how you can access the information, that is called improving client experience. So these initiatives are focused ensuring that newcomers are welcomed in Canada and they become quickly PR card holder. So these are the 5 pillars. This is what is presented in the entire booklet. There is no mention of any new TRtoPR program. I am repeating, there is no mention of any new TRtoPR program. If government announce any such program, the government will provide you with the eligibility requirements. Government will provide you with the start date. Government will provide you when the program will end. How much people can be accommodated, that is called quota, and how you can apply in that program. So this is the bare minimum information government will provide if it announces any program like this. As of now, it hasn't been announced. If it is announced, at least this particular information will be announced. In the meanwhile, what you can do, I said in the beginning of the video that I'll provide you with a bonus what you can do. On your side, you can keep certain documents ready. The first, of course, is your IELTS result. Make sure you have the IELTS result and it is not out of date. IELTS result is required. ECA, Education Credential Assessment. If your qualification is outside of Canada, then you need ECA. And there are 5 agencies which can do that. VAS is a popular one, so many people call it, I am going to get VAS. It's not VAS, it is Education Credential Assessment, it is ECA. VAS is an agency, so you can get it from any other agency also. PCC, Police Clearance Certificate, very, very important. You need it. If you are here in Canada, then you need it from Canada. If you are outside from any other country, home country like India, Pakistan, UAE, Saudi Arabia, you are from those countries, you need it from those countries too. Proof of studies. If you have studied from Canada, you need the transcript, you need the letter from the passing of the, where you have passed your qualification. All these details, you need it. Job letter. I have seen many people, either they don't have the job letter, or if they have the job letter, their details are incomplete. The knock details are not mentioned in that. Your job duties are not mentioned in that. So you need a proper job letter. Notice of assessment. You must have filed the tax. If you are here in Canada, you must have filed the tax. You need notice of assessments. You need T4s. So these are the bare minimum documents you need. If you want to discuss your own case, you can book up an appointment. Our office is in Brampton. Email ID, phone numbers, everything is shared with you. And most important thing, if you have not subscribed to the channel so far, please consider subscribing. And thank you very much for watching the video. Thanks.